Ready? Yeah. Today I'm going to try to make just a regular bracelet. I'm going to be using these rather sort of pretty chunky blue beads here, and I'm going to be using turquoise chips as separators, spacers between the beads. I'm also going to use silver coloured fastenings because that is a personal preference. I do prefer silver and blue together. Now to fasten the bracelet I'm going to be using a lobster claw clasp, which is this one here, and I'm going to attach the lobster claw clasp using a small silver jump ring, and that's there. And then when I finish beading I will put another jump ring on as the fastener to the lobster claw. Okay, so here we have the small silver jump ring, and it is really weeny. Here it is on my hand. You'll see I've pinched it open ready to attach it to the lobster claw. So there's a little hole there ready, a little ring already formed. So let's do that. Let's put the jump ring on, and then I'm going to pinch it shut so that it's safe and the claw can't come off anymore. So here we go. Just pinching it shut now. It's a bit of a nightmare. Might need to use two pairs. Where they are, the little red ones. Have that bit of ring there, that bit of ring there. And then we just push it back together. Now that looks to me as if it's pretty cool. I might need to just use some crimping pliers just to hold it and make it go completely shut. And at this stage you don't want to too much pressure on, because then you can bend everything out of shape. But I think that has been a little bit more successful. Yes, quite happy with that one. Now this is where I have fun, because as I've said, I am not the best person in the world at tying knots, especially with this blooming thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a crimp tube, which is this here. Again, it is silver in colour, and they're so tiny and they go pinging off over the room at the moment's notice. I think I spend more time on my hands and knees picking up bits than I do actually working. I can't get the dratted thing out. We are. So now I've got to put that wherever it went. Said it. This one, whoopie-doo, I'm going to put on this bit of the thread, and then I will, here we go, rolling all over the world, not rocking but rolling. This has to go onto the tube, and then there we go, and then I'm going to make kind of like a loop here, like that. And I'm going to feed this through the small jump ring that I've attached, so then I can start thinking about making a fastening knot that hopefully will be secure. As I said, it's my least favourite part. You can use something called culotte beads, but I haven't got any at the moment, so I'm using jump rings and knots. Now I've got to learn how to do all the knots and things, so practice makes perfect. Since I can't get that through using my pliers, I'm going to pull that through using a head pin, and you can see there, because that's what I've pulled through. Now what I've got to do here is I'm going to pull both ends of the loop through, like that. That's it. And then I'll do the other one as well. And hopefully this is going to cause what we use. I think it's called a sheep shank. I can't remember. Or it's a form of slip knot anyway. But hopefully then I can make sure that that stays below where the crossover is, because then we can feed through into it. That's it. I've attached that with the knot there, okay? Okay. Knots are fastened and I've got the crimp bead up by right by the knot. And you can see I'm putting my crimping pliers on. And I'm just going to press that to squash it flat like that. Can you see it's been squashed flat? And then I'm going to put them in again, and it should hopefully, as you can see I'm very experienced, we should be able to fold that over and make it a little bit neater, so it's not such a big blob of silver. There you see, I've folded the crimp bead back on itself by pressing down again. Okay, just like that. Now, what I'm going to do is thread the beads on, and it's going to be one big blue one and two little turquoise chips. So I'll just get on and do that very quickly. Now, I don't use a beading needle, though many people do. I find it easier to thread by hand. First bead goes on. Wherever I can find the hole, there's the hole. And then we put on two of the little turquoise chips. I've now finished beading, as you can see. There's the crimp bead just been threaded on. And I'm going to get a jump ring and I'm going to tie it on in the same way as I did down the other end. So, and that will more or less see the bracelet finished. There'll only be a little bit of tidying up to do.
So this is the finished result. All my gran needs to do now is cut off these edges with one of these. I'm not too sure which one. Probably these ones. And then it will be ready to wear. So she's had a big stone and then two turquoise stones. A big stone and two turquoise stones to separate them out. So this is her design. She will be selling some of these soon on her Instagram or her Facebook. So these are the bracelets and necklaces she's made, and these are the earrings.